Hey pilots, Craig again with Paraglider Service USA, and today we're going to go over splicing unsheathed lines. There's a few different ways to do it, three that I know of. One is the typical way, the standard way, is where you just take the tail of the line and you bury it inside the core of the other line, and then when you pull it tight, it acts like Chinese handcuffs. But if it loosens up, you can actually pull it back out. So what we do is we sew at least 30 millimeters of it, straight stitch, like so, and then that secures it. And another method is a bromo lock splice, where we have the shorter tail end, which we call line A, and then the longer end of line B that will go through A will go through B, and then the loop portion will go through A. And but there's another method out there, and instead of a double lock splice like the bromo lock splice, which, you know, right now this thing's not sewed at all, and I can pull this side and that side, I can loosen it up, and there's no way I'm going to get this to come apart. It does not have to be sewn. There's another method that's similar to that. It's not a double lock, it's a single lock. We still sew it, but it won't slip either, for the most part. And so let's go over that one. And so what we typically do, or I do, is I always make a line that's 130 millimeters after it's bent. So like so. Okay, and this is 130 millimeters, 30 millimeter loop. I like, because that way I can trim tune them. Got enough loop. If you do 20 millimeters or 25 millimeter loops, you have trouble doing line-to-line collection, extra loops, as well as there at the mullion. So I steer clear at least 30. And the larger, thicker lines, I'll go 35, sometimes 40. That way, trim tuning becomes a breeze. Any case, what we're going to do here is I have this one dot here is blue, which is a one with the tail. This we're going to call A. The one with the short tail is A, and this one we're going to call B. A bromo lock splice will go A through B, and then the loop part will go through the other. And this case, we're doing just the opposite. We're going to take the black part, the longer standing part of the line, and that'll go through A. So B is going through A. You can take the bite of this and bring it through, but it's a lot more of a struggle. Why not just get the other end tapered? You want a good pair of shears that can cut Kevlar and Dyneema, and then you want some splicing needles that have a what I call you can use guitar string, or these are tapestry needles. They got more of a rounded point, and then this one has a point that's broadens up. Once it has a pretty good rounded point, but then it broadens up to help spread the opening, and that's what I'm going to use here for A. So bear with me as we go through the process here. So I'm going to go ahead and make a hole in the center of A, so we can take line B and go through it, because B is going to go through A. And so you want to smush it up, and then poke it right in the center, and wiggle it, and then pull this thing up so that it penetrates it, and then we're going to work it through. And then see how it, whoops, I took the tension off of it. Let's do that again. So smush it up so it's wider than normal, and wiggle it, and then pull it up. And it's because you don't want to tear any fibers, you want to just part them. Okay, so that part opened it up a little better, which is I like. And then we're going to take the end of B, because the A is the shorter piece. I'm going to take the longer end, and we'll actually put it through the tapestry needles I. And be aware that one side of the tapestry needle opens up easier than the other side. This side kind of is designed to grab it, and this side's open wider. Crease it back, and then we're going to pull that through A. So B, line B, which is the longer one, is going through A, okay? And then what I'll do is I always try to secure A on both ends, the tail and that, and then just pull it and wiggle it until it eventually makes its way through, like so. And pull that all the way through. Okay. So B's going through A again. And the other, there's B, the dot for B, the million, or the loop, and that's the size of our loop. And then this A is going to be buried inside of B, spliced inside of that. And that's it. I mean, there's, look at that. I mean, there's no twist gain this way when you grab the opposite end. It's very sweet and clean. And so we get the B part and we actually bring it past, because they were lined up here. We bring that past, and then we're going to take another tapestry needle. This time I'll do a smaller tapestry needle because I don't need to open it. I'm just going to go inside the core of this line B. So I'll take line A, put it in the eye of the tapestry needle, and I want to taper this better, so I'll take it, taper it really good, and then take this. Remember, one side of the eye of the needle opens wider than the other side, so make sure you use it to your advantage. And I don't think I did. I have, you guys can see better than I can because I have my glasses on, and the distance of where their clarity is not where the clarity is for the video. So bear with me as I struggle to see. So I don't want to pull the whole line through, just the fuzzy part. Crease it back best you can. The more you crease it back, the better. Easy, it'll go through the core. Less struggling. What I'll do here is I'll squish it up, because I'm going to go through that, or into the core, not through it completely. I don't want to close this loop completely, but just open this B a little bit more than normal, and then get this right in the center of it, and get it started into the core, like so. And then we just milk it along, and you don't want to lose this. Make sure you keep this tack. And then I just milk it along without going through. If you end up going through it, just back up. But these tapestry needles are pretty good as far as not poking through the back end of it once you get started. And then once you get a little built up, whoops, see, I went through there, back up a hair. I'll get a little bit more piled up here. And what you do is I roll it. Crease this, and then roll this as you work it, because you want to get that to go inside. And you get a little bit more extra over there to, and I just roll it. Helps it go inside. Get a little bit more extra in there. Roll it. It's starting to go inside now. Now it's inside. And now I want to keep going inside the core of this longer than the tail's length. So it was 100 millimeters. This is all squished up, so 100 mil is like yay. So I want to go at least there, and then poke out. That way my tail's very tip will be buried, because I went in further in the core than the length of the tail. And I think I'm there. Usually I make a mark to that point, but I didn't this time, so I'm just kind of roll a thumb in it here. I think I'm beyond. Better to go further than less. Okay, we'll go through the back through it now, like so. And then we're going to pull the whole line through it. Come out that end without. There we go. And I usually use a pliers, so I don't lose, locking pliers, so I don't lose this tip, like so. And then you want to now bring A to B. So A is the blue one, you can see that distinction, and then B is the black one. I'm going to bring them together now. So let's pull B up to A. So that's why I'm holding this tip here. Pulling B up to A. So what happened is, see how it's going through it? B went through A, and so I'm backing up B right up to A. Okay, and now B is inside of A, and I'll just pinch it there. Now they got the two marks aligned. Pinch it there, undo the locking pliers, and then I'm going to milk this down, and that tip is going to disappear inside of it, be completely buried inside, like so. It's tapered, so it's a gradual diminishing, and so, and there she be. I can pull this side or that side, and it's not going to come apart. It's a very nice little splice. I love this thing. Take a little closer look at it. Sweet little, clean little way to splice it. Well, I'll still go ahead and sew it, but you can do this as a field repair, not need to, and it's a lot quicker and easier than a bromo lock splice.